we have these fantastic reds up in the air. It's absolutely amazing. Hi my friends, nice to see you. Today I want to check out a spot for taking a fantastic photograph, hopefully. So lots of you wrote me messages on Instagram that you have big troubles to take photographs in Middle Europe in the moment, or not only in the moment, already the whole winter, because of the weather conditions. And indeed, it's really difficult to take photographs in the moment because everything looks flat, the trees are empty, there is no snow on the ground, there's no contrasts in the landscapes and so on. So it's really difficult, really tricky. But I want to go out anyway today, try my best, find something for getting a fantastic photograph, or even if I don't get one, maybe to find a composition that I can come back afterwards when the conditions are right. So in this video I want to try to take a great photograph, and while I do this I want also talk a little bit about this topic, what to do when conditions are not the best, like in this winter. So let's go! So everything is bleak, no contrasts in the landscapes, no snow here in the landscape, or not all too much. So it's really difficult to get that kind of mood into a photograph, what looks really dramatic finally. So there are no contrasts here in the landscape. So all the trees are empty, they don't build a fantastic contrast to the greens and yellows on the meadow. So it's really difficult to take wider vistas in the moment. And what I do in such a case is I don't concentrate all too much on that things what I don't have. I think more about what do I have. So usually there's not everything bad, there's anything what is really fantastic. And when I look around, we have still snow on the mountains. This looks really pretty good. So snow on the mountain always draws the eyes and gives a fantastic contrast to the greens and yellows in the meadow. And this is what I want to try today. I want to photograph this mountain back there. It has a fantastic snow coverage and it's a really beautiful contrast here in this big landscape. And the weather is really not easy. The whole winter we have already high pressure weather over Middle Europe. I saw there was lots of low pressure weather over Great Britain, also Iceland. They had really dramatic weather in last time. And we always had high pressure weather, what's really not easy. But anyway, you have two possibilities. You can stay at home drinking coffee and dream about fantastic weather, or you go out and try it anyway. And I observed the weather maps last days and I found out that maybe we have a chance, maybe something like 30-40% chance for getting a red sky on sunset, or not really on sunset, it's more on blue hour. But the problem is the clouds will resolve straight after sunset, and this is not good because you need clouds to get red sky. But however, I will try it anyway. I will observe the weather maps during the day. I'm here in an area where we have internet, hopefully. I'm not sure, I will check later, but here live lots of people. I think they will have internet here for having a look to the weather maps. So I will try to find a perspective more in that direction to get also the mountain left beside a little bit into the frame. I think I will go up to this hill here and try for finding anything beautiful. Although we have not the best weather conditions today. So let's go.
This world that was my surroundings, my heart screamed out for more. It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each moment while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life.
So I found already something of interest, but it's really not easy here. And not also because of the weather conditions, it's difficult to find a composition here. We have this fantastic mountain back there as our subject, and the sun will set between this triangle mountain on the left and that big mountain at the right. So our red sky will be left beside this big mountain. It depends on the clouds. When there is really a high amount of clouds and a gap back there, then it could be that the entire sky will be really red and saturated, but you don't know it exactly in the front, of course. So I think it will be more at the left. So I think to build up a composition with the mountain at the right and the red sky at the left. So we have lots of birch trees down there, and this is really pretty good because they are white and build a fantastic contrast to the yellows and greens of the meadow. So it's better than as there were snow down on the ground, because we don't have contrast between white birch trees and snow, obviously. But in this case, it really works. The only thing, there are many birch trees. So it's difficult because there are so many distracting elements. What I really love here is we have this line of birch trees, what starts at the right and makes a curve to the left. And we also have this line of birch trees what goes straight back to this triangle mountain there. And I think about using them as leading elements for our flow of the image. But it's difficult because we have also this line of trees here in the front and they overlap over the trees behind, and this is not so good. So the solution were to go up higher, but it's not possible to go up all too high here, because here is the road and this meadow up there belongs to the house up there, so it's not a good thing to go there. I made some test shots with my smartphone and I will think about it. I have more hours time now. It's noon in the moment, and I think the red sky will come around 5:30 to 6 o'clock, anything like this. It depends on if we want to photograph the first or the second phase of red sky, and this depends on the clouds we have then, so we will see. So I think I will go down to the car now, drive to another spot where I could photograph this mountain back there. Hopefully, I'm not sure, I think more in that direction is a hill where I could go up, and maybe I have a better composition there, I'm not sure. I will try it, and when I don't find something better, I will come back here on evening and try to take the photograph, and maybe the other spot is the better one. We don't know. So let's go.
My story, raised in a small town. surrounded. My heart screamed out for more. It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each morning while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go. 31 winters, but most times it feels like nothing. I guess I'm the same somehow. Sure I've made progress, still I feel this hunger, like the journey just begun. It's the storm inside.
So I'm here now at the next spot, and the view is just amazing. Look here, it's absolutely fantastic. What a view! It's really amazing. And I'm here already for some time now to relax a little bit and enjoy the nature and come into this emotional connection. And it's quite interesting, at the first spot we've been today, I didn't really come into this emotional connection. So it was straight beside the road and there always came cars along, and I didn't come into this emotional connection. I really need to get a really great photograph out there. It wasn't a bad spot there, but I can't get into this connection. I can't really concentrate when I'm not alone and can think about the composition. I'm also not alone here on this spot here. Unfortunately, there are people up there, so I went down a little bit that I can talk with you. I still have a problem with talking with the camera beside people. I don't know. I don't know. However, I really love this place, and we have this fantastic mountain back there with the snow coverage, and it's a really fantastic contrast to these greens and yellows down there in the middle. But I fear there's a little bit too much going on there down in the valley. So it distracts the eye and it doesn't get a really great composition. So I think it could get a masterpiece when we had ground fog there, so that the fog hides all the houses down there in the valley and that we only have the peaks and the mountains up there. I think this could really look amazing. But we don't have this possibility today. We will not get fog, obviously, because everything is too dry. And so the question is, which photograph is the best possibility for today? And I think I will pick out details with my longer lens. And what I really love here is we have this mountain back there, what I originally wanted to photograph today. And in the left side, it is illuminated by the sun, not the right side, it is already in the shadow. And there we have such a church on this rock up there. I'm not sure if you can see this with the wide angle lens here, but I will take a photograph then so then you can see. The only thing in the moment, the height of the sun were okay, but the problem is the light is too harsh. We have too hard shadows, and it were better when we had a little bit more soft light. So hopefully there would come some more clouds that we would get more soft light. And it's really difficult to predict when the church will be in the shadow. In the moment, the rock left beside the church is already a little bit in the shadow. So it could be half an hour, maybe 15 minutes, I'm not sure. So I think I will go up there now to the people. Let's make the click. By the way, it's the same day. I only changed my clothes, my jacket, my hat, also my shoes, because this is also a really tricky thing in the moment because of the weather. You don't know how warm, how cold it will be. Going up here was really warm, but it's colder up here because we are a few hundred meters higher. There's also more snow up here than down in the valley. And to the evening, I think it will even get colder. So also another tricky thing. I have 2 pairs of shoes with me. I have 2 jackets with me, 2 hats. But that's not the biggest problem. So the question is now, for the final photograph today, I still think that we will get red sky today. Meanwhile, I had a look at the newer weather maps for the evening, and it still looks that we could get red sky. So the only thing is, what should we do? Going down to the other spot is not really a possibility, I think. As already mentioned, I didn't really get into this emotional connection. I feel better up here. I can concentrate more. So now also the people are away. It's an advantage for me. I don't know what's so difficult to talk beside people. You also hear what I'm saying here, so not sure how I could solve this, but I think this would come with the time. However, I think as there are too many things going on down in the valley, I also will take my final shot for the evening with my longer lens. So the sun will go down at this triangle mountain back there, and then it will move a little bit more to the right behind the mountain. So we will get the red sky between this triangle mountain and this big mountain at the right. So I think maybe it's the best idea to use these lines from the mountain at the right going down there, and also that peak at the left side, to get a fantastic composition. It's a simple composition, to be honest, but I think it's the best possible composition today, and simplifying a composition could make it really stronger. So I think maybe when the weather would really get fantastic, means when we really get red sky in the evening after sunset. I think it will be around an hour after sunset, so we really have to wait. When we get these conditions, I think it could get really a fantastic photograph. Everything depends now on the weather. But it's really a fantastic place up here. It's absolutely amazing. So also, if we shouldn't get a really fantastic photograph today, it was really good to go out, because I know 2 spots now what really could work with the right conditions. Having ground fog there would give us a fantastic wide-angle shot. And maybe also the first spot on another daytime, maybe on another day of the week where not so many cars are driving there. It could also be that this had a little bit of potential. Also, when the trees had a little bit more leaves up there, or not a little bit more, there are no leaves currently on the trees up there, and also on the trees down there. So when there would be leaves up on the trees, I think they would give a little bit better contrast. And I also could imagine, maybe in that case, with soft snow on the grasses, that you still see a little bit of grass out there. I could imagine that a picture like this could work. So I will have these 2 spots in my mind, definitely, and come back on other times of the year. So it's simple. When you're not happy with the weather, go out anyway. Search for fantastic places. Work on your compositions. Think about if there were other conditions, if the sun would come from another direction, if there were snow anywhere else in the landscape, or if there were leaves on the trees, or snow on the trees, or whatever. Think about these things. Come back afterwards and take the final photograph. And maybe, just maybe, it will get the masterpiece. You don't know.
My story, raised in a small town triangle.
the sun goes already down and it looks really fantastic. We have this amazing orange up there in the sky, and the amount of clouds isn't the worst. It could really work with red sky. The only problem we have in the moment is, I saw on the satellite maps that in France are built some clouds, and we don't want to have clouds in France because we want a gap where the sun can shine from below and illuminates our clouds from below. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but when you have a red sky situation, you really need the sun from below. Our planet is round, so the sun really can illuminate from below. So back there you see the sun going down now, and we will wait around 20 minutes now, and then it will start that the clouds up there will be illuminated and get a little bit red. And an hour later, the sun should be below our mountain, and then the reds should be above our subject, this fantastic mountain panorama back there. Absolutely fantastic. What a gorgeous sunset. So, and it starts already. We get the first clouds, a little bit of red, and so I will take the first exposures now.
It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each morning while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go.
So it's already around 15 minutes later, and the sky is amazing, red and pink and orange. It's absolutely fantastic. And what I also really love here is we have this fantastic illuminated cloud on the left, and we have a gap right beside. And this is usually not a good thing when you want to photograph something like this. But I think, because I have cut the big mountain at the right, so that we have a part of it right in our frame, and it is really a fantastic balance to our cloud on the left. It's really absolutely amazing. So let's make the click. And now we have the most possible saturation what we could get today on our sky. But the only problem, we have a gap up above our mount, so it's not illuminated above our subject. It's not so good, but it's illuminated at the other side. I will show you. I saw already in the weather maps that there would come a gap, but it had been a little bit more at the right. But it's really difficult. It's not possible to predict this exactly. And in the weather maps, it was also predicted that for phase 2, the gap will close. So this means, I'm not sure what will happen. In France, we have already some clouds, so I really don't know what will happen today. I'm not sure if the dynamic range of the video camera is enough for this, but it's really burning in the moment. It's burning. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that I came here. It was the right decision. The red sky is accentuating our mountain. I'm absolutely happy. Let's make the click now. A very important thing when you photograph red skies is that you have a look at your histogram of the red channel, because the reds are amazing on a red sky evening or red sky morning, doesn't matter, it's the same matter. Always have a look that the red channel doesn't get all too much to the right. So if it does, go down with your exposure compensation so that you don't get color breaks. So I will wait now for around 50 minutes, I think, and then the second phase of red sky should appear. As already mentioned, it depends on the clouds in France. So I will wait here. So the second phase of red sky has already started and I'm so excited. We have these fantastic reds up in the air. It's absolutely amazing. So let's make the click. What a fantastic day. Absolutely amazing. Whenever you are out for red sky photography, always wait for the grand finale. It's absolutely amazing. So, and the really interesting thing, or quite funny thing, is the thing we struggle most in the moment, the thing what's the biggest problem, is the weather. And this was exactly our subject today. The weather. It was the subject itself. I really enjoyed this day. I hope you also enjoyed. If yes, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, comment below the video and subscribe to my channel if you didn't have already. So thank you so much for watching. See you next Saturday. Thank you. Bye.